want to read this? All right, I'm going to have Carol read our statement of intent. My dear.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. And we are fortunate to have a variety of speakers for Sunday services. By using guest speakers, we gain wisdom from all those who share. This is a church where you can worship the God of your own understanding, a place to experience joy and be uplifted, a place where we can gain strength and inspiration to share with all we meet throughout the week. We invite you to join us in this celebration of life, to nourish your spirit and to enjoy the company of kindred souls.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, so let us now sing our first hymn, which is Let There Be Peace. It's number 3 in the Wings of Song hymnal, or the words are on the white card.
Sure. I may just pull it off the stand. There we go. That's good. I'll step down a little bit. So it's fantastic to feel all of you guys today. It's very nice to have your presence here today. So just take a nice slow breath. Hold it for just a moment, and then just slowly let it out. So, as we come together today with each other, to share each other's energy, to support each other, to nurture each other in our exploration of our existence, collaboratively and individually, today we will share all of what we are with those who have gathered today to facilitate our exploration of our existence.
All right, so today we're singing our next hymn, which is
187 called I'm Alive.
I'm Alive, 187 in the Wings of Song.
Life,
while since we've sung that one, I think. All right. So my name is Sue Brewer. I'm the president of the Board of Trustees. And our speaker today is Chuck Crom, one of our favorites. So he will be speaking today. His topic is being present will be increasingly important and in this shift of consciousness. So I can get to that. So that is what he will be speaking on, and obviously he'll have more to share later. So just a few announcements. Number one, Unity book tomorrow night, 6:30. The book is Menus for Impulsive Living. I happened to be here last Monday night, and I kind of snuck in on their little group, and they were talking about some very interesting stuff. For those of you who were there on Monday, you know what I'm talking about. All right. So a few more dates to think about coming up. October 21st, beginning tarot class by Pam Lasasso. So please do sign up for that class. Is that a Tuesday night? Yes. Yeah. So that'll be here. So do sign up for that. October. Also, last week, Pam offered for those who can prove they have membership in the church, free 5-minute readings. Now she's going to do one set of readings next week on the 19th. And then she'll do the next ones on the 2nd of November. So get in line, make sure you have proof of your membership, and she will give you a 5-minute reading for free. Also, she does have another offer, which is half off of a full half-hour reading if you can prove your membership again. So make sure to have some kind of way to prove that. Steve's not here right now, and I was going to ask him about that. But you can always talk to Steve if you need a copy of what you wrote down and what you have, so that Pam can make sure that you are a member of our church. So, and speaking of membership, we have multiple ways that you can make sure that your donation goes towards your membership. The first one is the envelope. It asks you right on there if you want that to go towards your membership, whatever it be a penny or $1 million. Okay, anything in between. So yeah, you can put money in here, say, please put this towards my membership, and then just your name is on there. And if you have not already done so, make sure that you fill out the white form at the back of the church. The white form gives us the information that you need to give us, like your email address, so we can make sure that you get the weekly email, and other information, so we know that for sure this is you, and how we don't care how much you give in a donation for your membership. We just want to know that you're a member. And this is kind of like a form that you can use a copy of, like a screenshot, or even that shows that you have filled this out and that you've done your membership duties. The other way, and there are forms on the back table as well with this attached to it, which is the Support Our Church card, and it talks about becoming a sustaining member. There are multiple ways that you can become a sustaining member, much like at a public TV or public radio, and there are different categories and amounts of money like that, and it gets directly deposited to our accounts, whether it be our PayPal or it be our regular bank account. So you can check this out, read through it. Carolyn has a great explanation of how it works, and she can let you know about that if you have any questions. So that's membership. And you need to have your membership form filled out and given to us prior to the annual meeting, which is October 26th. If there's anything that you want to be spoken about regarding anything, you need to come to a board member and say, can you put this on the agenda for the annual meeting? Otherwise, we're going to make the agenda, and hopefully it'll be short and sweet. So that's kind of where we are with that. So then also, one big thing that was coming up is the fall fundraiser. We have many items right now for the silent auction, but we can always use more. So if you have something that you would like to donate for the silent auction, don't hesitate to bring it in. Let somebody know. If you want to do it on a day that's not Sunday, let somebody know, like me, I can come over here and open the door for you. So yeah, we'll be ready for you for that. Yep.
Hi. So I am asking if anyone has any of those really pretty cake stands, you know, that everyone used 100 years ago to put their cakes on. If you have any or one even, if you could please bring it so we can use it to decorate the dessert table, to put the desserts on. I just have a small one at home. And then also I placed an ad for our Sweets to Songs or Songs to Sweets, which is October 25th, because I've been practicing the date. I got it right. And the ad will be in the publication On the Record. And you can pick a copy of that up at, Cub has them, copies of them. Mount Royal has them, the Co-op has them, Beaners, Woozles has them. What? Folk School has them too. It'll appear a week before our event. And then we also have it advertised online, Eventbrite, different places like that.
Yeah, we have a couple of them, but not all of them yet.
Yeah, so great, thanks.
The one major thing about the fall fundraiser is if you are paying through PayPal, please take a screenshot of your payment as your ticket. Otherwise, if you pay at the door, we'll know that you've already paid. So yeah, so that's one of our big things about that. So second Sunday, today is the second Sunday of the month, which means any donations that you give to our lunch table will be going towards Second Harvest. Every second Sunday, we collect that and we put it in an envelope and we send it to Second Harvest so that they can buy in bulk, which is better than just giving them food. So that's what they like. They like to have the money. So if you have a little extra to donate today, please do. Now, Sunday questions. Where did I put them? They were just right here. Darn it. Well, I'll find them and we'll talk about them later. They are in the email, so if you really want to get a chance at looking at the Sunday questions for today, Cassandra won't be here, but if you need me to read them off, we will do so. All right. Next week, we have Carolyn Sheets. Carolyn Sheets will be talking about tracking New Earth, my view so far. So next week, we'll be prepared for that. And I think that's, and does anybody else have any other announcements before we go on? Okay. So let's say our principles, which you'll find on the white card. Okay, so we believe God is the eternal source and creator of all and is present in everything. Our eternal soul, endowed with free will, grows through many lifetimes. Communication occurs between the physical and spiritual worlds. Prayer and meditation strengthen our connection to the divine. All healing comes from Source. Seeking this for ourselves and compassion for others suffering is the highest priority. Because we are all one, what we do unto others, we do unto ourselves. The choice of love is always open for every soul. Living these principles leads us to grow in divine love. Now, with that in mind, let us, at this point, talk about our healing bowl. Could somebody please bring forward the healing bowl? At this point, does anybody have any prayers that they would like to be prayed over? Remember, our healing bowl is always active. Whether you put in a slip of paper with a name or whether you put that in intentionally, those people are getting prayed for, and that bowl is always active. Does anybody have one that they'd like to share right now? Yes.
So my mom, who's 104, we just put her in hospice. And so it's been a long journey, but the last few days have been hard for me. And with the passing of Paula, so it's been a hard week for us and for myself personally. So I just ask for prayers. Thank you.
Well, the last few weeks have been asking us to think about Harriet and praying for her, and there's a new good step. She's been able to leave the hospital after a couple weeks and go to Ecumen, where she'll be for, we don't know how long, at least a few weeks. So please continue to pray for our dear Harriet, who looks forward to coming back to church with us.
One of my best friends in about 3 weeks is going to go into open heart surgery. And I just want prayers for the surgery and his recovery.
What's his first name?
Oh, Stone.
Stone.
I would just like to put my granddaughter Isabella in the circle, in the healing circle again. She has been dealing for the past 10 years with her demons, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say, but with her drug problems and her issues and her trauma. And she has now gotten to the point where she is going to be moving into sober living. So that is a real positive step. And I would just like prayers that she is able to deal with this and not have to go back into a treatment program again. Thank you.
I would like to ask prayers for my friend Jane. She's an elderly lady who just Friday went in for a total knee replacement. She is the most beautiful person, loves music, blah, blah, blah. And anyway, I just wish for a speedy recovery for her so she can get her life back again. Thank you so much.
I know we all have people and places and times and things in our head for what needs to be healed in this world. So just intentionally put those thoughts into the bowl, and we'll have our healing prayer read over this bowl after the singing bowl.
I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask the great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. We put our trust in the love and the power of God.
So at this time, are you going to do meditation for us? Chuck will start with a healing meditation and then go into his presentation.
Good morning. Good morning. So if you can just gently close your eyes and just allow yourself to silently breathe for just a little while. Just slowly in and out. And kind of bring your attention to your breath as you do that. Just feel into yourself. Just follow your breath. Feel it fill your lungs and your belly. Then feel your body contract as you slowly let it out. And just feel that for a few moments. And then I would like you to imagine or visualize or think about arriving at the base of a forested mountain. The weather is perfect. The temperature is very pleasant. There may or may not be clouds in the sky. The trees have gorgeous colors. They're filled with birds. There are butterflies in the air, perhaps small animals running around the ground. And moving up the side of this mountain is, in your reality, either a trail or a sidewalk or a moving sidewalk or an escalator, whichever you would like. And you begin to make your way up this mountain in whatever fashion you would like. And as you move up the mountain, again, you notice the brilliance of the trees. The sunlight comes through the trees in gorgeous patterns. The smell in the air is quite beautiful. In the distance, as you begin to get a little bit of height, you notice that there has been rain and there's a beautiful rainbow there. The sunlight as it comes through the clouds has a very incredible quality to it. And as you move higher and higher around the mountain, you're aware of your ability to see much more of the land that spreads out around you now. You have a vantage point that you didn't have before, much more encompassing. From this particular vantage point, you can see all the roads below you, all the trails below you, the places that the trails and the roads lead to, hills that are there, streams that are there, valleys that are there, drop-offs, swamps, everything that's going on down there you can see very clearly from your now higher vantage point. As you do this, you have a sense that there's some part of you that you have some awareness of that seems to have this vantage point all the time. It seems to have this broader awareness of all the things that are going on in your life. It speaks to you many times, shares with you the information that it has about the journey that you're on, provides you with hints, with information at just the right time to make the types of choices that bring fulfillment and satisfaction to your life. And as you move higher and your view of the surroundings increases ever more, the feeling that this other you shares this type of a vantage point with you all the time becomes increasingly immediate for you. It's as if you know this other part of you very, very closely. You pause, close your eyes, and feel into this other presence, this more encompassing you that sees all of your existence around you and guides you within it. Once you've spent a little time with this aspect of yourself, you turn and you begin your return journey to the base of this mountain. The trees are still very beautiful. There's just the right amount of breeze. The birds are singing. The clouds and the sun and the clouds look fantastic. The smells that come from the forest are just so nice to fill your nose with. The sensation of your experience fills your body, gives it a quality that is relatively rare in your experience. And as you reach the bottom of the mountain, you're filled with this feeling now. This presence that you interacted with when you reach that height of the mountain where you had this view, this expansive understanding of the lay of the land, which was an expression of your own existence. You have this deepened awareness through your experience of the connectivity that you have with yourself all the time. And you carry that forward now into your life, a little bit more aware of the communications that flow from that aspect of you that has that very encompassing view of all the potential that lies around you. Take one last deep, slow breath. Hold it briefly and let it out. So welcome back. Whoa, that has some volume, doesn't it? That'll shift your energy. So, about 125 years ago, in the way that we typically count time, we made a choice collectively, all of us that have chosen to participate in this dimension. You could call it the planet if you want to, that'll suffice. And that choice was to begin to do something a little different than what we've done for centuries before that. To begin to bring an awareness to ourselves within that span of time in a very immediate way of the more of who and what we are. So we began to fill the 1900s with gradually more and more activity, which was symbolic of us becoming aware of the more and more of who we are. There was increasing activity, there was increasing interaction of nations. Sometimes it wasn't the funnest of ways, as we attempted to work out our differences, the ways that different individuals looked at things, the powerful beliefs that we have about things. As we moved into our 2000s, that energy shifted again. It became again something different. Other things are now more important. It began with this idea of what was called the information age. What many people still do not understand is that what that information is about is the information that you contain. Because as we move forward, it's really not so much about what we're going to do around us. It's about what we're going to do with ourselves. The changes that we see in our existence will be all about us. They will not be about the things that we have created. They will be about us as creators and what we do with our creation, which then takes the awareness that you're the one that's doing the creating, and you are the one that's doing the creating. Presence, then, will be increasingly important in that. Many times, as we go about our day, our attention is all around us. It's on the things that are happening around us. We engage ourselves in conversation, and we're fixated on what the person across from us is saying. We walk down the sidewalk, and our attention is around the things that are happening around us. We drive down the street, and our attention is what's going on around us. And now there's nothing wrong with that, but what happens many times is that in that, we forget about ourselves. We forget about bringing our attention to us, because we're the key in the experiences that we're having. It's our energy, really, that we're seeing being played out around us. So in this time period, it can be, depending on what you want to do with your existence, because of course you get to make that choice on what you want to do with your existence. It is your choice, in fact, to do what you want to do with it. If in fact that is something that's interesting to you, you can make huge changes in your existence. But because it's your energy that you're experiencing around you, that takes understanding yourself, which means having a degree of an understanding of your own presence, your own awareness within your experience, how you're interacting with your experience in that moment. So it becomes about becoming familiar with you, which is really what everybody is doing right now. All the conflicts that are going on, all the choices that you have to make, the challenges that you're having in your lives, you're becoming increasingly familiar with yourself, with why you feel the way that you feel, why you want to make the choices that you want to make. It's becoming more and more important that things that are happening in your life are happening for the reasons that you want them to happen. This is not the way that things used to be. In the 1800s, people did things largely because that's the way that things were done. People did not think in terms of, how do I want things to be for myself, even if it's very different than others around you? This is something that's increasingly prevalent now in society, because it is all about your creation. And of course, those creations all seamlessly meld together. That's just the way that we're able to do things, maybe we'll say behind the scenes. So when you hear things about being in the now, about being present, it's really about understanding yourself and your participation in the creation that you're experiencing around you, because it is your energies that you're experiencing around you. There are others that sit here with you that, like me, have had experiences where that is no longer a doubt for me. I've had experiences where I've known myself as the me that's creating my experience moment by moment by moment. I have no doubts any longer. I've had them enough times that it's unwavering for me now. So those are the things that I like to share with all of you. You are much more a key player in all that goes on in your existence than what historically you may think is actually going on. Being present with yourself is an important key in all that. Understanding why it is you're doing the things that you're doing, why you make the choices that you make is an important thing to know. Now, that doesn't mean that they're bad or they're good. They're really just your choices. You get to make your choices for the reasons that you make your choices. And that's one of the things that you can do for yourself if you have the ability, is to allow yourself to make the choices that you want to make without feeling guilty about making your choices or bad about making your choices or whatever it happens to be. Because really, you're the one that's going to be the critic of the choices that you're going to make. And then what's going to happen is that you're going to see the reflection of that in the people around you. Otherwise, you would see a very different reflection from those people around you. So in your own self-acceptance, your experience changes as well. So being present to why you're making the choices that you're making, to understanding that they are choices that you can make, to being aware of the things that influence you, that have influenced you, to understand that you can change those as well. And of course, that's a journey and it's a process. But all these things are helpful to you. Now again, it doesn't mean that you need to do that. I'm going to suggest to you that you could involve yourself with none of this for the whole rest of your life, and it really is not going to make any difference. You are eternal. You will continue to create when you're finished here. You're already creating in an immense number of ways. It really will not affect what happens when you're done with this, because shortly thereafter, after you finish that transition period, you'll know again what you are. I can tell you I know that. You will have doubts. I do not. Jerry doesn't either. And some other individuals here that I'm aware of. But there's nothing to worry about in that regard. So the thing is that don't feel that you need to do anything in particular, because you really don't. Just live your life in the way that feels right for you to live, and it's all going to work out fine. I understand that within this experience, because we chose, of course, to have an experience that we experienced as being very sequestered from the rest of who and what we are. And so there's still a fair amount of that around, even in our own lives a lot of times. And so it can be a process to open back up into the connection that's really naturally ours to have, to naturally share not only with ourselves, but with everybody else around us as well. And I've mentioned this before once too, but one of the things that you can practice that's very helpful with that is not only self-acceptance, but acceptance of everybody else as well. And what I mean by that is this, is that to allow yourself to accept your choices as your choices, because you have particular ways that you want to explore your existence. And then to do the same with everybody else. Allow them to make their choices for their reasons, even if it's so very different than the type of choices that you would want to make. The energy that is you is a part of everything that goes on our planet. Each of us contributes to the reflection of our planet that we see around us. So non-acceptance you will see in the activities of the planet. Now, that's not bad. That's just our experience. We knew that that would be one of our experiences because we knew that we were sequestering ourselves from the ability to be totally accepting of everybody else. But as we move forward into becoming more and more what we actually are, that will be one of the things that will aid you greatly in that, is to accept you and your choices and to accept others and their choices. Again, even if you don't in that moment understand why they're making the choices that they make. Because many times you can't. Many times there are things that happen that help other people make different choices, but you don't know that from your vantage point. They shift and move things in ways that are not even apparent sometimes for a number of years. So many times trying to make sense of things from what you know intellectually will not get you to where you want to be. So presence, being present with yourself, being aware of you as you go through your day, and not losing yourself amongst the things that are going on around you in the day is a very powerful thing for you to be able to do. Because it allows you choice. It allows you your choice. It gives you more time to actually decide which choice you want to make and for what reasons do you want to make that choice. And so it gives you an increased amount of flexibility in that regard. And it gives you the opportunity to be you in whatever way you want to be you. And of course, it is a process of looking beyond the ideas and the things that have influenced us for many hundreds of years, as we grow into an experience of ourselves that is much more fluid and much more dynamic, much more supportive, much more kind, much more gentle than what we've experienced life to be before this. And so as we move into who we're all going to be, and as I look around a room, the individuals that are in their 20s and 30s and 40s, this will be something that will very much be a part of your life, because it's not going to take a huge time beyond this for us to do all of this. Other individuals, you will get to choose. Do you want to choose to hang around and do that? Because with this change that we've instilled, especially as this particular millennium has come upon us, we've allowed ourselves more flexibility with time as well, what we call time anyway, which I'll suggest to you, time does not work the way that you believe it does either, which really you already know, because you've already experienced time move quickly sometimes, move slowly sometimes, seem to stand still, seem to pass very rapidly. So you already know that it has a fluidity to it, but I'll suggest to you that it is much different than what you actually think it is. Anyway, you can do things with that as well. Really, you can, as what we're all doing moves forward, shall we say. The ability of flexibility that we're all allowing in our experience increases all the time. And you can do some pretty amazing things with all of that. And if you explore that, you might even be amazed at what you're able to do with it. You can do a lot with it. And I know there are those that are sitting amongst us right now who have a pretty good understanding of that. So believe in yourself. Believe in your abilities. Allow yourself your choices. Allow yourself to live your life, whatever it might happen to be. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you living the life that feels comfortable for you to live. You don't need to prove anything in this reality. It's not necessary. You're here as an eternal you to explore this type of an experience. You're exploring innumerable experiences. This is just one of them. And you get to choose how you want to explore it. There is no right or wrong way to explore it. You're an explorer. You explore you as spirit, as consciousness, always. That's what you're up to eternally, is that. And so this is an incredible place to do that with. And this time period that we're all in is an incredible time to be able to do that with, because we are afforded much more flexibility than what we've allowed ourselves in quote unquote the past. So attempt to utilize it if you can. Attempt to give yourself a freedom and a flexibility to do with your life what you want to do with your life. And realize that's what others are doing also, even if that choice to them in this moment means leaving the experience in whatever way they choose to do that. Now again, if you want to, you can be familiar with them as they leave the experience. You can follow them as they leave the experience. You have the ability to do that if you want to. It takes a little practice, takes an allowance, but you can do that if you want to. There is really no separation that will happen. Some people kind of are naturally able to do that. But if you would like, those are the things that you can do. But as I tie this up, again, I'll just remind you that really, your life is kind of meant to be an adventure. It's meant to be an exploration. It really can be fun, a great deal of fun and fulfilling and very satisfying. And that doesn't mean that you won't see challenges around you. That doesn't mean that you won't have challenges yourself. But you can understand those challenges as an opportunity to understand more about yourself as those challenges show up, because really that's what they're there to do. They're there to bring you an opportunity to see beyond, maybe in the moment, what I'll call limitations that you may have placed on yourself in the moment. That you have the ability to see past, to see in a deeper way, to understand just a little bit more about yourself as you move a little bit more deeper into your experience here. But you can choose not to do that too, and that's as fine as the other is. It really doesn't make any difference. So anyway, that's what I thought I would chat a little bit about today. So I hope that you guys have a fantastic day in whatever way you're going to do it as you move forward into your day. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, so now can we get a couple of people to bring forth the baskets for our offering? Can you play some background music, Carol? Yeah. Give us a little prayer there, Jared.
So now we are together with the spirit of each other. Each one of us is a great spirit of the universe of creation. And breathe easily now together. Feel your heart and spirit. We are all together in the oneness of creation, that we are together, oneness together, always creating for ourselves and each other. Amen, amen, amen.
Thank you, Jerry.
You're welcome.
By the way, one last announcement. I have this on the counter here because I believe this came out of somebody's car. It was on the back table and nobody has claimed it, but I believe what might have happened is you put your hot coffee mug in here, and when you came into the building, it came with you, and then it fell off when the coffee cup got cold, or the coffee holder. Anyway, or hot beverage, whatever. So if it belongs to you, you might want to find it I'll put it on the back table again later. But at this time, let us sing another song. We are singing. No, we forgot to sing that. No, next one. Number 222. I forgot. What's the name of 222?
It's called My Life Begins for Me Today.
My life begins for me today. So at this time, you grab your little white card again. We're going to say the church affirmation. It's on there, under the principles. We totally accept the belief that God is in charge of the affairs and direction of Lake Superior Interfaith Community Church. As our thoughts of trust and joyful anticipation join in harmony with the thoughts of all members of this fellowship, we attract the right ministerial leadership and people to our spiritual community, and we are grateful. Woohoo! Now let's start forming our circle. Well, Chuck gives us a closing prayer. Chuck, here.
Thank you.
You get to stand front and center.
Yeah, right?
One heart.
Yeah, must be really warm. So we each have so much to give to our world, to our societies, to our families, to the individuals that we interact with every day. We explore, we look at life a different way. We see some degree of the more that's out there to be understood about our existence. And as we move on into the world, we share that with every individual that we encounter, regardless of whether they know that's what's going on or not. So understand the incredible part you're playing as you walk out into the world and what you do for all the individuals that you interact with, because you do. You don't even have to try to be doing it. It's just part of your energy. So I want to thank all of you for everything that you do as you live your lives. Thank you very much. I'll be with you till we meet again. By his counsel's guide uphold you. On his love securely fold you. God be with you till we meet again. God be with you till we meet again. His wings protect and guide you. Daily minister provide you. God be with you till we meet again. Hooray! Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Kathleen, oh my gosh.